the powerful system that's finally ready to change everything. Historically, massive bombers and strike fighters have dominated the skies. The weapon of choice against these airborne threats was surface-to-air missiles. But now, drones are the latest weapons, which are super fast, stealthy, and can use electromagnetic weapons. So, what is an effective defense against them? In this video, we will talk about a possible solution to this conundrum, so stay tuned. But before we continue any further, I would request you to subscribe to the channel, so stay tuned. So the question remains, how do you hit something which is traveling at a high speed and can potentially hit the target from a kilometer away? It seems like a daunting task, but if surface-to-air missiles cannot target these aircraft because the lower electromagnetic signatures, there is still a robust defense mechanism: guns. Yes, using a powerful mobile machine gun can resolve this issue. The Centurion C-RAM complex is one such mobile machine gun. This platform consists of a 6-barreled 20mm cannon which fires about 4,500 rounds per minute. Such a high rate of fire poses a significant challenge to the airborne fighter jets as well as missiles. Since the fire rate is so high, the temperature of the barrel reaches 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, and after the shells are fired, a huge plume can be seen rising from the platform. Since the Centurion C-RAM fires without respite, it seems as if it's firing laser pulses and not bullets. This is one reason why Centurion C-RAM has been called a pseudo-laser. As far as the stopping power of this gun system is concerned, it can penetrate through almost any armor. The barrage of bullets released will make short work of any aircraft which has the misfortune of standing in its way. The only possible limitation to the system is that its effective range is only about 2.5 miles. This range is not enough to target fighter jets, and so dealing with bombers is out of the question, since they operate at a higher elevation. But an appropriate target for this system are the kamikaze drones, which have been used by Ukraine against Russia. These drones fly at a lower speed, about 110 miles per hour. The one thing to remember is that the faster the object moves, the higher the probability of its detection by radar systems. The C-RAM is effective in meeting this challenge. The field of fire can be directed visually, and the spread is so dense that drones cannot escape. The real question is transportation of this somewhat heavy infrastructure. The Centurion was originally a naval anti-aircraft artillery system, which was later mounted on a wheel-based platform. Launching this cannon on wheels makes it mobile. This system is designed to provide protection when the troops are facing a lack of cover. There were other challenges associated with this system. Due to the detection and guidance equipment attached to it, the weight of the overall system exceeds 24 tons. Due to the excessive weight of the Centurion, the whole system could not be transported at a speed more than 25 miles per hour. There was some form of compensation put in place on the Centurion. The system has a quick activation system which can take a combat position in less than 10 minutes. However, with a mechanism which has such a deadly rate of fire, the question is, does it pose a danger to the civilians as well? The collateral damage is a concern for the developers. Due to the nature of the weapon system, it cannot be used in an urban environment. Since the civilians live close by, it cannot be effectively deployed to destroy 100% of all targets. This means that only 50% of targets can be destroyed in such an environment. If it is deployed in a relatively remote location, it can destroy up to 90% of drones. This will make Centurion a highly effective anti-aircraft weapon against close-flying targets. But what possible defenses can stop an aircraft which is difficult to detect and poses a danger from an extended range? This is why the engineers have been developing an extremely expensive $500 billion electromagnetic rail weapon. But how can these weapons be deployed in a real context? Initially, it was thought that these weapons could only be used on ships. However, today, these rail weapons can be used on land platforms. The rail weapons possess dangers because of the destructive kinetic energy of its projectiles. Just to give you an idea, the speed of the projectile can get up to 4,500 miles per hour, which is almost 7 times faster than sound. Such a huge speed means that the projectile can seamlessly penetrate up to several feet. Interestingly, these railguns also have a higher rate of fire, which can engage targets in an extremely long range. An equivalent of this range is a cruise missile, just like Boeing's Harpoon. Just a catch though, the cost of one cruise missile is as much as $1.2 million. The railguns can engage targets as far as 125 miles away at a cost of only $25,000. The projectiles used are also very light. They weigh about 22 pounds, which is a huge improvement over the 220-pound SAM missiles. The less weight associated with railgun projectiles means that each railgun has more bullets. This means that warships and land installations can now have more ammunition, which in the battlefield can offer a critical advantage. In the near future, railguns could play an important offensive and defensive role. The overall low cost of railguns with their extended range could mean that they could target warships and land targets, including cruise missiles and drones. In terms of operating this gun, there is a huge amount of energy needed. This immense energy is needed to power the mechanism too. If the whole installation is put on a mobile transport, then there would be no means to power it. The issue could be resolved by powering it with a nuclear reactor. However, so far, it has not been able to connect these railguns with such a power source so far. This is one of the most important reasons why the railgun has not been able to achieve its full capacity in air defense. One interesting application of railguns is launching payloads into space. Supplies could be delivered into orbit by firing it in the shortest possible time. Railguns can also save a huge amount of fuel this way. However, one thing is for sure, the Centurion C-RAM and railguns are still not as effective as conventional missile systems. We are talking about NASAMS, which has been used highly effectively by Ukrainian troops. The whole system is so effective that it can take on more than 10 fighters in one instant. The main armament used in these missile systems is the AIM-120, which is an air-to-air missile which has a speed of more than 3,200 feet per second and has an effective range of 25 miles. This range is considered beyond the visible horizon, signifying its long-range potency. In addition, there are new additions which will make the existing system even more dangerous. The primary weapons used in NASAMS are the AMRAAMs, which can be used both by the aircraft and a ground-launched vehicle. In addition to existing warheads, it can be equipped to provide more warheads, which can be mission-specific. This means that this is an excellent system which can take on all kinds of challenges. Feel free to comment below on what seems to be the best air defense system. Give this video a big thumbs up if you found something of value in it. Thank you for watching till the end. Catch you in the next one.